So good afternoon, everyone. I would like to call to order the September meeting of the Monroe County Solid Waste Management District. This is September 9th, 2021. And we will begin with a roll call of the Board of Directors.
Munson,
Here.
Thomas, Githens,
Yes.
Hamilton, Mr. Mayor, we couldn't hear you, but I see you. Piedmont Smith,
Here.
Jones, Swafford. Well, Mayor Hamilton, can you please verbally acknowledge that you're here to establish a quorum?
So let's take a recess for 5 minutes or so until we can connect with some of our board members, because this is an important meeting and we don't have a lot of time for it because there's a meeting that follows at 5 o'clock for county council budgets, but you don't want to lose me as part of your quorum. And I know Councilor Piedmont Smith.
Here comes Ms. Thomas.
Oh, great.
Glasson, would you like to call Commissioner Thomas's name again so she can reply?
For
Sorry, I missed
attendance, Thomas,
Here. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a message in to Mayor Hamilton, a text message. But we have a quorum, and so we will proceed. Today we have an agenda that's very tight. We have minutes, as usual. We will have the controller's report, and most of all, we will have, before our department reports and CAC report, we have a resolution to adopt the 5-year solid waste management plan that people have been working so hard on. So let's begin, please, with meeting minutes. We have the executive committee meeting minutes, which are included in the packet for your information. These are from August 2nd, 2021. And now, may we have a motion for approval of the August 12th board meeting minutes?
Yes, I move approval of the meeting minutes from the Board of Directors meeting of August 12th, 2021.
Second.
Thank you. Board members, you have any questions or comments on these minutes? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote for approval, please.
Githens,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Munson,
Yes.
Piedmont Smith,
Yes.
Hamilton, okay, still not getting responses, but we do have
Right,
4 affirmative votes. Motion passes.
thank you. Now for the controller's report, we'll begin with Ms. Martin presenting the cash flows.
The cash flow summary is on page 10 of the packet. As of August 31st, the ending balances in the accounts are as follows. The operating account balance was $1,954,635.47. The savings account balance was $1,208.10. The closure bond debt was $29,845.53. Capital account was $45,413.60. And the landfill post-closure was $760,239.02. The individual cash flow statements follow those on pages 11 through 17, and we have the cash balance graph on page 13. Questions on the cash flow statements before we look at the claims for approval?
I'm
You'll
not
be
seeing
happy
any,
to
but
know that I asked my questions beforehand.
that was a good plan. Thank you, Ms. Piedmont Smith. But we also like to hear your questions. Let's move on then to the claims.
On pages 18 and 19 are a listing of the pre-approved claims, and those are in the amount of $124,260.72. And the backup documentation for those are on pages 20 to 28. Yesterday, I sent an email with the current week's payroll and weekly claims, and that was in the amount of $64,769.33. That brings the total of the claims for approval to $189,030.05. Questions on the claims?
I'm seeing no questions. Ms. Martin or Mr. McGlasson, do you have any comments? All very straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, there are some high dollar amounts in there, but it's the Republic bills, health insurance premiums that, they're normal expenses that's just what they are. So
Yep. And
things in dollar amounts and payments the claims are in line with what we normally see.
and the always expensive landfill. So Ms. Piedmont Smith, would you offer a motion, please, for approval?
Yes, I move approval of the payroll and claims as presented in our meeting packet, and in addition, the email that we sent yesterday.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board?
Just thank you for the bar graph. That's very helpful for the Republic Services
Yes.
payments.
Questions from the public? We will then have a roll call vote. Mr. McGlasson?
Piedmont Smith,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Munson,
Yes.
Githens,
Yes.
Hamilton. Again, no verbal response, but 4 affirmative votes. Motion passes.
Thank you. We're ready now to move on to the revision of the 5-year management plan and our resolution. And I think we should begin with the resolution by Ms. Piedmont Smith.
Yes, I move approval of resolution 2021-12, the Monroe County Solid Waste District's adoption of a 5-year solid waste management plan update.
Second.
Thank you. So this is, I think, the last hour and the time for any final comments or input. Does anybody have anything to offer from the board? I see none. Let me ask if anybody has anything to offer from the public. And I see none. So let me just say before we take a vote, a huge thank you to the people who worked so hard on this, both in the district administration and in the CAC. And today at our meeting, we have Joseph Winia and Brian Conway, but there were many other members of the CAC who participated in the hard work of revising and updating this plan. So, Mr. McGlasson, do you have anything you would like to say?
Just reiterate what you said. Thank everybody for all their time and effort in this, particularly our CAC and their time, effort, and dedication to helping get this done and to where we are now. So hopefully we can get it approved and adopted and give us something to work from as we move forward.
Very good. Mr. Joseph Winia has raised his hand.
Indeed. I'm sorry I was slow to find the raise hand function when you first
It's
asked for
okay.
public comment, but I had also just wanted to voice a tremendous amount of gratitude to all the members of the board and the staff who have engaged on this, and that I obviously believe very firmly that there's a lot that this can accomplish, and that I'm excited to continue to assist after it gets approved with implementing the contents of the plan that I'm very excited about. So thank you again to everyone.
So the plan will be presented to the public for reference on the website, I presume. Do you have a date for this, Mr. McGlasson?
If it gets approved this afternoon, it will be on the website tomorrow.
Wonderful. And I will call people's attention to the particular format of this plan. It has the descriptive and the aspirational elements of the plan in the body. And then in appendices, we have very goals and objectives and ways to measure our progress. So I hope you will look at both parts of the plan, because the appendices are an important part of it. So if there are, Ms. Piedmont-Smith?
Yes, I wanted to ask where on the website this will be available for members of the public to review.
It will be on the public information page where we post our annual financial reports, where the Kessler reports have been posted.
So under Get Involved?
Yeah, and to get involved, and there's a link for public info. And if you scroll down toward the bottom of that, past the meeting dates, there's some links to just financial information to the Kessler reports. I think some COVID information that was out there from last year. But yeah, it'll be posted in that section there, a link to it.
Okay, thank you. Maybe we could do a Facebook post too, saying that this has now been adopted, and give a link
Certainly.
to the website.
Certainly.
Very good. Okay, without further comment, I believe we're ready for a roll call vote.
Thomas,
Yes.
Githens,
Yes.
Piedmont-Smith,
Yes,
Munson,
Yes.
Hamilton. Okay. Again, we have 4 affirmative votes. Motion passes.
Thank you very much, everybody. Let's move now to a report from the CAC. Who's presenting today?
I will be covering that one as well, just without video this time. So
Thank
good
you,
af-
Ms. Winia.
Absolutely, and good afternoon to all the members of the board and the staff as well. I would like to begin by noting a typo that I had made in the first point, where done is actually supposed to be none, which is unfortunately the opposite of what the sentence seems to potentially read in this current format. So there has actually been no engagement by the CAC in the Hilly 500 in the past, which Mr. White was inquiring about and going to potentially suggest becoming engaged in. So in addition to that clarification, just note that with the 5-year management plan work being completed now, we're moving a little bit more towards some administrative and organizational things, including getting the signatures compiled that are necessary for the resolution 2021-01 that was adopted for electronic attendance. And then also making sure that the CAC has up-to-date and officially adopted bylaws as well. So that process will continue at our next meeting and will most likely be the focus of our activities for the meetings that follow until it is completed. And then I think our activities will return to implementation support for the 5-year management plan as the board and district sees opportunities for us to participate in. And that is all I have to report.
So thank you. Does anyone have questions or comments for the CAC? See none. Any public comment? Then thank you very much for submitting this report. We'll move now to district department reports, beginning with Mr. McGlasson.
I don't really have a whole lot. I just, again, reiterate, I'm pleased to have the 5-year plan done, thankful for its adoption, and looking forward to moving forward with that. About the only thing off the written report I have to highlight, as indicated in the first section there regarding the budget was presented to the county council last night, and I thought that it went very well. They did vote to accept the budget as presented for consideration. And then as indicated there, that the first reading and public hearing will be on October the 4th, with the vote for adoption scheduled for October the 19th. So that's really all that I have to update you on today, but happy to answer any questions.
Ms. Piedmont Smith has a question.
Yes, I wanted to ask about outreach. I mean, I know some of that was certainly on hold during the pandemic, and we still are in the pandemic, but I just wondered if there had been any outreach to restaurants or supermarkets about composting. That's something we talked about, maybe 18 months ago when we first started the pilot program with the Green Camino keepers.
And no, that we have not done that. That is something that we still need to do, and probably work with Green Camino Earth Keepers on their interest in being involved in that, and what their capabilities and abilities would be given the varying and unique circumstances at each restaurant that they would be dealing with and space constraints. So Mr. Conway may have something to add.
And we do currently serve several restaurants, breweries, and grocery stores. So it's definitely within our capabilities, and we are very happy to have those conversations.
Good.
Great. Thank you.
Other questions? Then let's move on to the next report, please. Oh, Mr. Morgan, we can't hear you. He is unmuting, I think. He's still not unmuted.
He's had some computer issues, and he's working on it with a temporary setup right now.
That's unfortunate.
See if you like that one better.
We got it.
All
Thank you.
right. On the third line under recycling and reuse, I forgot to change the word heathers to heaters. So there's an extra H in there. So we'll make that correction to start with. And then also note that on September the 1st, we had to go to South Bend for our HHW meeting, but we didn't get a chance to tour their facility. And their facility
Okay.
is not much better than ours. It's just bigger property. So that's the main things that I wanted to mention. But their facility is nice. It's nice, but they don't really use their lights. They have some intake issues, but they're functioning around them. But just want to mention that, and I'll answer any questions that you may have.
Questions for Mr. Morgan? I see none. Let's move on to Mr. Paulson's report then. Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
Thank you.
Hey there, Lee Paulson, Landfill Environmental Compliance Director. I don't really have anything to add to what my report says. It's been a pretty straightforward month. August, it was hot. We tried to repair the stuffs that we needed to repair and clean pumps and do our routine maintenance after we got the crazy rainfall from June and July. So that was pretty much what we focused on. Mary Beth has been focusing on her compliance cases, and particularly the ones with the properties that we seem to can't find a way to motivate to help them clean up their stuff. So, but that's kind of part of it. And then the only other thing is we finally got the roof repaired at the treatment plant. So that is completely done now. And now I'm the company that I was working with to repair the insulation, the spray foam insulation in there. He had to back out because he had some health issues and lost some employees. So I'm trying to work with a couple other companies to get the spray foam insulation taken care of on that. So, and then we should be good to go.
Good. Thank you. Questions for Mr. Paulson? I see none. Thank you for your straightforward report. And that now brings us to the time of public comment. Is there anyone wishing to make comment? Please raise your hand. And seeing none, I will ask our directors if they have any comments to offer before we adjourn. And I see no comments. And this brings us to adjourning. Our next meeting will be October 14th,
Ms.
same
Munson?
time. Whoops, I didn't see
Councilor
what something. Did you? I didn't see you, Ms. Piedmont Smith. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment and say, again, thank you so much to the staff and the CAC and the board members who were active in drafting our new solid waste management plan. I think this is a great accomplishment. But I wanted to remind everybody that this is sort of the first step, and the plan calls for us to do things. And so we need to follow up on it and continue to work on those items. One thing that kind of came out of the plan, the work we did on the plan is to develop a tire recycling program, because there's really very few places people can take their old tires. So that's something I imagine the executive committee will discuss, and something that we put in the budget for next year. So that, and continuing to do education on composting and other things. Well, it's kind of our game plan then for the next few years. So just wanted to mention that we need to keep our nose to the grindstone. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? All right, let me follow up by saying our next meeting on October 14th will be at the same time, but we don't know whether we will have the same Zoom arrangement. That will definitely be posted, so everybody will know, and the board and CAC will be contacted. This depends on the governor's decisions for the time period of this meeting. So without further ado, thank you to everybody, and we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you very
everyone.
much.